Lovebug. If you happen to be new here, my name is Mercy Yvonne. My channel is all about being the intersection between faith, fashion, and fragrance. So if that is your vibe, consider joining the Lovebug tribe. So hopping into today's video, y'all, we are doing our first episode of Trade Reports. Okay, so this is where we are going to talk about our monthly fragrance trade. This is where I'm going to give you all of the updates that I have from all the fragrances that I wore this month. So if you want to hear my thoughts on my February fragrance trade, go ahead, grab your Saki snack, sit back, relax, and let's hop right into the video. Y'all like that? Y'all like trade reports? If you don't like that, give me some other names, okay? Give me some other names. That was like one of the best things I felt like I can come up with. So this is going to be our trade report. So I'm going to highlight all the things that I wore this month. So before we even get into updates, if you have not seen my February fragrance trade, I definitely think that you should give that a look-see. And you can see the eye in the sky. February was focused on Black owned brands, so everything is on the tray is going to be Black owned. So we're gonna hop right into the update. So I'm going to break it up into categories so you can kind of get an idea of like what I was reaching for, what I love, what I didn't love. So first up, we're going to talk about the things that I emptied this month. So I emptied both of the Octavia Morgan samples. We have Midnight Orchard and Dark Rose. So I would definitely say one I will repurchase, one I will not. Can you guess which one you think I might repurchase or which one you might love? But I don't think I would repurchase Dark Rose. I think that this was a one and done. This was not a love for me, so I'm definitely okay with parting ways. There was something kind of like smoky that I just did not enjoy. And I don't mind like a little smoke or a little incense. I don't mind that in a fragrance, but there was something about it where this did not do what I would love for it to do. And it's definitely not my perfect rose, unfortunately. So I would definitely say I'm probably going to be one and done with Dark Rose. But Midnight Orchard, I really did enjoy. I reached for her. I enjoyed her. She is a very like peachy fragrance, but she has a little warmth, a little depth to her. So I do enjoy this. I don't know if I would like upgrade to like a full size bottle. I think I would upgrade to a travel size, and I think that that would be good enough for my collection. But I did enjoy Midnight Orchard. So this was an easy reach to really go ahead and empty. And we also emptied Jazara's Couture Very Sweet Girl. This is inspired by Carolina Herrera's Very Good Girl. And I did enjoy her. She is another rose, but she's more of like a powdery type of rose. Now I've talked about this before. Like, it does not automatically, you have to like wait for it to pop back up. I don't know why it does that. I know I cannot pick this up. I think she no longer sells this. She rebranded, Jazara's Couture rebranded. So she kind of revamped her business and her business model. So this is no longer available, but I did enjoy her. And I think if I could repurchase, I probably would, because I really did enjoy this version of Very Good Girl. So for our next category, we are talking least worn. So these are the things that I pulled for the least on my tray. Now I want to make this disclaimer: everything on my February fragrance tray I did wear at least once. So for least worn, that means it probably got one, maybe two uses out of the entire month. That is how I categorize if it was least worn. So first up, we have Fluffed Up by Jazara's Couture. This is very focused on a vanilla type of marshmallow, but it is extremely gourmand. Like I said, I wore everything at least once, but this is very sweet, very sugary sweet, very gourmand. It leans heavy into that vanilla, and it's very rich, just very gourmand. It's very sweet. Like, it makes me kind of feel like I'm gonna get a cavity. It's so sweet. So to me, it is hard to wear because it is so sweet, and so it can be a lot. And if I do too much or wear too much, then it definitely will become nauseating for me. So I only reached for her once throughout the entire month, and I had to be very intentional and be like, okay, you have not reached for her yet, reach for her. And that's kind of how she got wore. But I don't know, I'm not completely sure how I'm going to wear this and what those combos are going to look like, because she's very sweet. So this is Fluffed Up. I don't know how I'm going to use her in the future. I definitely have to figure that out, because this is not my go-to for a marshmallow. So I'm going to have to figure out how to utilize her, but that's Fluffed Up. Next up, we have my Brown Sugar Babe Sweet Thing body oil. And I talked about this on the tray. I just was like, this is not my favorite from Brown Sugar Babe. It is like sweet, it's fruity, it has raspberry, it has strawberry, I believe it has lemon. Like it has a lot of things in there that in theory you would think I would enjoy. But I think the issue for me with this one is raspberry. I've learned that raspberry is a note that is very funny. Sometimes I love it, sometimes I don't. And most of the times I don't. And I think that is what my issue is with this. And I don't think I had that awareness at the time of purchasing this. And people rant and rave about this, but this one is a little difficult for me to navigate. And so kind of what I've been trying to do is lean into like that lemon, lean into that strawberry a little bit more to kind of tone her down. But the thing about these is these are perfume body oils, so they are designed to project, which in this case is working against me because I'm trying to get her to tone down and she's amped up. So this one's kind of hard, and I made like probably a small little dent. I think when we first put her on the tray she was like up here, now she's down here, so I did get some use, but she was definitely least worn. It was kind of a little challenge to reach for her, and I had to be very intentional about reaching for her, so did not really love her this month. So that is Sweet Thing by Brown Sugar Babe. And next up we have Ethereal from Almost Cosmetics. If you have not seen, I did put out a review video on Almost Cosmetics, so I will definitely link that up in the eye in the sky. But this is set to be inspired by Parfums de Marly Valaya, and I've probably said this several times. As much as I love that fragrance profile, I don't reach for it much. So I only reached for this like once. And I wore it with my Valaya by Heaven Sent by Shannon. And it's a beautiful fragrance profile. I just do not reach for her enough. So she was definitely probably the least worn. In total, since I've had her, I probably used her twice. But I only used her once in the month of February. So she did not get that much love. But she does have a small dent. So that was Ethereal. Now we are going to talk most worn, so the things from the trade that I reached for a lot this month and got a lot of love in my collection. First up, we have Almost Cosmetics Silk Aura. This is inspired by Kay Yali's Wedding Silk Santal. I've talked about this one in the review video, but she did get a lot of love in my collection. I think that she's such an easy reach. So she paired well with a lot of the combos that I wore. So she was just an easy reach, an easy grab. I love the formula on these oils. And so it was moisturizing, long lasting, very, very, very beautiful. And so she did get a lot of love in my collection. She was, like I said, an easy reach. And I found myself kept reaching for her. So I really did enjoy her. I was kind of surprised that she's not already gone. But with her oils, with Almost Cosmetics oils, they a little dab do you. Like, so these little bottles, as though they although they may seem so small, they really will stretch you because you don't have to use a lot to get nourished and feel moisturized. So that was Silk Aura. We have Jazara's Couture My Velvet Wedding, which is inspired by Kay Yali's Wedding Velvet Santal, and that is her dent. She got a lot of use this month. Okay, First, I'm not gonna lie, I think I didn't really start reaching for her. It's probably till the middle of the month, and I was like, okay, I'm trying to use everything on the tray at least once. And I started reaching for her, and then I was like, wait, you're a real easy reach. This one definitely is inspired by the masking fragrance. So it is it is a little like woody, a little smoky. It does have some depth to it. So I definitely think that if you don't really like kind of woody, smoky, it kind of has like a dark, it's not masculine, it has like just this darkness to it. I don't know how to explain. I don't know if I'm making sense, but I think it's that smokiness, it's that woodiness. If you do not like those types of fragrances, then I definitely can see this one probably won't be ideal for you. I don't think this is available any longer. Like I said, I think all of Jazara's Couture that you will ever see is probably no longer available, so I always want to make that disclaimer. But this was such an easy reach, and I was like, oh, okay, I just had to use you. I didn't think that it was complicated, but I just hadn't really played with it. And so I think that this is such an easy reach. So I definitely think this will be gone in no time. So I would definitely say be on the lookout for her, because she probably will be in a future Empties. But this was a beautiful reach, and definitely probably my most worn perfume oil on this tray. And also from Jazara's Couture, we have Mango Papaya. This is in her fragrance mist. Love her, love her, love her. It's very straightforward. Mango Papaya. I'm wearing her today. I wore her primarily to bed. When we put her on the tray, she was probably about right here, and look at where she's at, okay? So she gets a lot of love. Wearing her today with Paco Rabanne's Fame in the EDP formulation, and just love her. She is so good. She's so sweet. She's so juicy, so beautiful. Once again, no longer available, but just a beautiful, beautiful fruity mango and papaya type of scent. It's a perfect blend of the two fruit, and so it's just so well balanced. I wish she would bring this back out, because this is gonna be gone before you know it. So I don't know, girl, if you gonna bring it back out, Lakeisha, baby, you gonna, is she a consideration? I don't know, but I would definitely say if you have this, it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful wear. If you have it in the body butter, or if you have it in the perfume oil, what have you, definitely give her some love, because she is so beautiful. Now I'm going to highlight the item on my tray that was, to me, the star of the show. That means it had me in a headlock. It had me locked in. It sent my brain into a frenzy. I was just like, oh my gosh, I keep reaching for you. Oh my gosh, I love you. And that is Chalet by Brown Girl Jane. Baby, this is a chocolatey, sweet, fluffy fragrance. She is so beautiful. And I'm not gonna lie, chocolate, especially when it gives like realistic chocolate, like I said, I'm not a gourmand girl. I've said this before. And this one gives a realistic milk chocolate, and that was kind of a deterrent for me. But baby, you reach for her, she is beautiful. I definitely can see myself upgrading. I want to upgrade. I think that she is gorgeous. And once she dries down, you're going to get that chocolate in the beginning. It definitely is there. But once it dries down, it just dries down into just this ooey gooey, sweet, beautiful goodness. It's so fluffy and sweet. I love her, love her, love her, love her down. So I would definitely say get your nose on her if you've never tried her, and try her on skin and see what your experience is with her, because I definitely think that she is a really, really good consideration. She can be found at a Sephora. I don't know if she's going to be carried in your local Sephora, but you can purchase her from Sephora. So that was Brown Girl Jane's Chalet. Now, next up, I'm going to highlight the item on my tray that won me over. So maybe when I first put it on my tray, I was like, I don't know how I feel about this, so I don't think I like it. But it changed my mind in the end, and that was Jazara's Couture Vanilla Clouds. Now, this is definitely a sweet, fluffy vanilla. It has some marshmallow in here. I believe it also has like some cotton candy or something like that in here. But she is sweet. She is. But once I actually like applied her onto skin and wore her, I was like, oh, wait, you're easier, because she is toned down. In comparison to Fluffed Up, she is toned down. So it makes her an easier reach for me. Moments where I was getting ready to make a combo and I thought I was going to reach for Fluffed Up, I reached for Vanilla Clouds. Vanilla Clouds was the one that was easier. She was a lot more subtle. She was less sweet, and she was a lot more like appealing to me and appeasing to me, to add a hint of sweetness to a combo, but not to be overbearing and sickly sweet, so where I'm nauseated or it's just too much. Vanilla Clouds was definitely the way to go for me. So she definitely won me over, because at first I was like, I don't know how I feel about her, but she's definitely a love, and I do enjoy her, and I know that she's going to be an easy reach, and just something that I can pair with a lot of different things. And so I'm definitely excited to have her in my collection and to play with her a little bit more. So that is Vanilla Clouds by Jazara's Couture. Now I'm going to highlight a couple of my favorite combos from the month, so just so you get an idea of how I paired things, how I wore them, to kind of maneuver throughout the month. So for our first combo, I started off with the EOS Cocoa Cashmere. This has velvet cocoa, sugared amber, and vanilla marshmallow. This is a cocoa sweet marshmallow type of fragrance. This does not have a whole lot of chocolate. It's like cocoa powder, not actual like milk chocolate bar, anything like that. So you get that hint of cocoa-ness, but not like an overbearing like chocolate ooey gooey sweet goodness. You get a lot of that marshmallow, which I think is done so beautifully. This was a part of their holiday collection, so you probably won't be able to find her, but she is so beautiful. So this was my base. Then I went in with Oma's Cosmetics Fluffy Marshmallow, which is inspired by Delicia de Marshmallow, and beautiful, just to add and amp up that marshmallow ooey gooey sweetness. This was so beautiful, so beautiful. Then we went in with the star of the tray for this month. We went in with Chalet, so she added definitely a lot more of that chocolateness and just some more ooey gooey goodness to kind of just round it off, to actually make sure you're tying in some more of that chocolate. Then I went in with Fluff by Heaven Sent by Shannon. So this is more, to me, a more buttery ooey gooey take on a marshmallow. This I think is my backup. I finished the other one with this combo, but this is the buttery, more dense, kind of reminds me of like the butter and marshmallow combo that you're making for a Rice Krispie treat. That's kind of how it reminds me. If you ever made homemade Rice Krispie treats, then you know what I'm talking about. It reminds me of that. It has that hint of butteriness, but you still get that ooey gooey, sugary, sweet goodness. So it added a little bit of like butter, a little hint of something more to the combo that I think was actually a really, really nice touch. And then we finished it off with Bodycology's Cozy Fireside some more, and it has marshmallow, sandalwood, and a hint of milk chocolate. And this is so good. It adds a kind of like a smokiness, like a roastedness to the marshmallow. You get a little hint of that, like graham cracker, you get that chocolate. So I think that this combo in and of itself was just very well rounded, and this kind of just finished it off. So this was a beautiful combo. Got compliments. I loved it, and I would definitely say it got me throughout the day, so without having to reapply. So I definitely did enjoy that combo. It was gorgeous. So, and there's another combo that I really wanted to highlight that I think was beautiful, and I wore this a few different times throughout the month. So I went in with just a regular like body butter that just was unscented, so it didn't really do anything, so I'm not really going to show that. But then we went in with Almost Cosmetics and Silk Aura, once again inspired by Wedding Silk Santal, and so this was just a nice base to kind of add that moisture and a great foundation for the combo. Then I went in with Kayali's Wedding Silk Santal to kind of just add to it. This was our first fragrance, and as you can see, she got a little dent in her because I definitely have used her up, and part of this month was why she got a huge dent in her. So this is kind of like a little fizzy, has like a little champagne-y type of vibe to it, but it's just like peach. It's well-rounded, it's very blended. It is very soft, very musky, but just still so very beautiful, and it has a way of protecting and creating a nice little sillage and scent bubble around you. So this is beautiful. If you're not familiar, this was the owner Monica Tan's wedding scent, and so it is just so beautiful, so beautiful. Then I went in with Forever Moods You Remind Me. This is inspired by Jackie Aina. This is her brand, and also this was also her wedding scent. Recently she shared that with us, and the bottle is designed based upon her engagement ring. So I do love those nice little touches that relate to the brand and the owner. I love when they have those little highlights, but this is a like apricot musky type of fragrance. It is so gorgeous, and she said she wore it on her wedding day. This is so beautiful. So I'm wearing two people's wedding fragrances. I don't know. God, it might be something on the way. I don't know. But this is so beautiful. It was such an easy reach. I love her. I primarily she is so versatile to me, so she can wear her day or night. It doesn't really matter. Wear her going out or wearing her going to bed. She is just so beautiful. So that was another fragrance that I put into this combo. And then finished the combo off with Midnight Orchard by Octavia Morgan. This combo was just well-rounded. You have that peach and that apricot, and there's some muskiness to it and sweetness to it. It was just such a well-balanced combo. I don't think I said this earlier, but Octavia Morgan can be found at Ulta. Shout out to Octavia Morgan because she was the first black woman owned fragrance company to be sold at Ulta. So we definitely have to highlight her when we're talking about Black History and Black History Month and highlighting black owned brands. So we definitely have to give her love and her just due. But that was definitely a combo that was just so beautiful. Like I said, I had her on a repeat. I think I wore her like 3 or 4 times. I think I wore her 3 times. That was just a beautiful fragrance combo. I had her on repeat this month. I think I wore her a total of 3 times. Gorgeous. Okay. So that is my tray report for the month of February. Of course, there were other things on my tray, but these were the ones that I felt like really just needed to kind of be highlighted. What did I wear the most? What did I wear the least? Everything else means they probably just got like a 1-time use, a 2 times use, or it just was not like a star of the tray for the month. So definitely, sound off in the group chat and let me know, what are your thoughts? Do I need to revamp it? Are there some things that you wish I would have touched on in this video that I did not touch on, and you want to get more ideas, because I did not talk about everything. And so is that something that you want to be able to talk about everything? Kind of just give me, you know, your thoughts in the group chat. I definitely love your perspectives and your opinions, and let me know what you want to see, okay? Like, I want to enjoy the content that I film, but I also want you to enjoy the content that you consume. So definitely sign off in the group chat if you have anything that maybe you're just like, oh, I wanted you to talk more about this, or talk about this, or you didn't talk about this product. Because like I said, I did not mention everything. Just some of the things that I kind of wanted to highlight from the tray. So that is it for today's video. I hope to see you back here next time for another upload. But until then, remember that I love you. God loves you. So remember to always, and I do mean always, love you too. Smooches, love, bug.